All right, let's talk about payoffs. And the very first thing that we want to look at is how we capture the payoff information from the seller or the buyer. You're looking at our current capture form. This is going to change. We're going to bring it up to date, maybe make it an online form. It's been on my to-do list forever. But anyhow, the seller or the buyer, whoever the borrower is, will send us their information on this form, their name, the last four digits of their social security number. Hopefully the rest of this is filled in. We're looking for any payoffs that they might have. Here we've got two. And also we're collecting the homeowners association information on this form as well. So when we get this information, we also ask them to sign a permission for us to work with their lender on their behalf to get the payoff. And we'll add the appropriate names here to make sure that whoever's ordering the payoff has access. Here we're looking at a sample of a typical Qualia file. And the next step, once we get the completed seller information sheet, we're going to drop it in Qualia. And we're going to have to do that in a specific way because our workflows that you see here, some of them are created with triggers. We have automations built in. And in this case, when we go to our documents and we open our pre-closing folder, and then we take that completed seller information sheet and drag it in here and name it specifically completed seller sheet, information sheet, or whatever you see here. It has to be this, because once we save this, then what happens is it populates an entire section of tasks that are related to the payoff. Okay, when you order the payoff, you want to come in and you want to check it off. It's going to automatically have your name as the person who completed it. But then we're going to ask you to add a note. And what we're looking for here is for you to write the date that the payoff was requested, your initial, whether the payoff was faxed, emailed, or ordered by an automatic system. And I can't give you the names of those right now. But anyhow, if that were the case, you would just name that system Home Tech, let's say. And then the estimated time that the payoff is going to take. You add that note. If you have a second payoff, then you go ahead and do the same thing. But if not, then go ahead and delete the second payoff so that our workflow isn't interrupted. Okay, and we'll talk about what to do with the homeowners association information and dues next. But before we move on to homeowners association, let's see what we do once the payoff is received. So we'll go back to documents, and we'll go back to the pre-closing file. We'll drag the payoff into the system or into the folder, and then we'll either name it payoff number 1 or payoff number 2. Once that happens, you'll note that in the task that the payoff task is automatically checked off, and then we're off to the next segment of the workflow that is supported by the payoff. And along with this video, you're going to have steps created in a document like this. So make sure you download that. And again, I just want to emphasize that we want to make sure that whenever we're uploading a document for payoffs into Qualia, that you're naming it specifically completed seller info sheet or payoff number 1 or payoff number 2, because it makes an impact on the workflow with our automations. All right, now we're off to homeowners associations.